Before we proceed, here's a quick intro. You just lost another chess game. But here's the thing, it wasn't even your fault. And before you roll your eyes, I'm going to prove it to you with 12 brutal reasons that'll make you feel way better about that last defeat. However, there's one reason on this list that's so infuriating, it'll make you want to throw your computer out the window. But first, let me tell you why your latest loss might actually be completely justified. Look, we've all been there. You're cruising through a game, feeling like the next Magnus Carlsen, and then, boom, you lose. But what if I told you that? Sometimes, just sometimes, it's not because you blundered or played poorly. What if the universe itself conspired against your rating? Today, we're diving into the 12 most frustrating ways chess players lose games that are completely beyond their control. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're either going to feel vindicated or absolutely furious. So buckle up, because we're about to expose the hidden enemies of every chess player. Reason number 1. Internet disconnection. First up, the classic internet rage quit. Picture this. You're up a full queen, your opponent is clearly losing, and then your Wi-Fi decides to take a coffee break. Suddenly, you're staring at a loading screen while your precious rating points evaporate into the digital void. But here's what makes this even worse. Online platforms often don't distinguish between a genuine disconnection and rage quitting. So not only do you lose the game, but you also get flagged as someone who abandons games. However, this isn't even the most infuriating tech-related loss on our list. That honor goes to something far more sinister. Reason number 2. Mouse slip, touchscreen error. The dreaded mouse slip. Your brain calculated the perfect move. Let's say queen takes bishop on f7 checkmate. But your cursor had other plans. Instead of capturing that juicy pawn for mate, your queen jumps to some random square, and now you're getting mated instead. If you're on mobile, touchscreens are even more treacherous. You think you're moving your rook, but somehow your finger registered 3 squares away. Then you watch in horror as you just hung your queen to a simple fork. But wait, there's something even more devastating than hardware betraying you. Reason number 3. Low battery shutdown. Your laptop is at 5% battery, but you think, just one more game. Then, right as you're about to deliver checkmate, your screen goes black. Game over, rating down, dreams crushed. This one stings because you were literally winning. The position was completely yours, victory was seconds away, and then technology said, nope. However, at least battery death is predictable. What's not predictable is when your environment turns against you. Reason number 4. Distractions around you. You're deep in calculation, working out a complex tactical sequence when suddenly your roommate decides to practice their trumpet, or the doorbell rings, or your cat jumps on your keyboard. Your concentration shatters like glass. Chess demands complete focus, but the world doesn't care about your rating. Every distraction is a potential game killer, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. But external distractions pale in comparison to facing an opponent who's having the game of their life. Reason number 5. Blazing opponent skills. Sometimes you don't lose because you played badly. You lose because your opponent played like they were possessed by Garry Kasparov's. Every move is precise, every tactic is spotted instantly, and every endgame is converted flawlessly. You review the game afterward, and honestly, you didn't make any major mistakes. Your opponent was just operating on a completely different level that day. It's like showing up to a friendly basketball game and discovering you're playing against LeBron James. But skill differentials are nothing compared to the merciless enemy that is time itself. Reason number 6. Time pressure. Speed chess. Where good moves go to die. You see the winning continuation, you know exactly what to play, but you have 3 seconds on your clock. So instead of the brilliant sacrifice that wins material, you push a random pawn and lose on time anyway. Time pressure transforms chess masters into beginners. It doesn't matter if you're a tactical genius if you can't execute under pressure. However, even worse than time pressure is walking blindly into someone else's preparation. Reason number 7. Unfamiliar opening trap. Your opponent plays some obscure line, maybe the Black Mar-Demer Gambit, or the King's Indian attack with a weird twist. You've never seen it before, so you play reasonable-looking moves, and then suddenly, you're getting mated in 7 moves. You analyze it later and discover it's a well-known trap that's been crushing unsuspecting players for decades. How were you supposed to know? You weren't, but opening traps are at least educational. What's not educational is when your own fingers betray your brilliant plans. Reason number 8. Piece misclick while pre-moving. Pre-moving is supposed to save time, but sometimes it becomes a ticking trap. You calculate a forcing sequence, set up your pre-moves, and then watch in horror as your pieces dance to completely wrong squares. Maybe you pre-moved rook to e8 check, but accidentally clicked rook to e7, hanging your rook instead of giving check. Your calculation was perfect, your execution was tragic, but misclicks pale in comparison to the ultimate finger fumble. Reason number 9. Accidental resignation. Draw off or click. This is the chess equivalent of accidentally texting your ex. You're reaching for the move button, but your finger finds the resign button instead. Game over. No takebacks. Pure agony. Even worse is accidentally offering a draw in a winning position. Your opponent smashes that accept button faster than you can say, wait, no, and suddenly your beautiful attack becomes a disappointing half point. But accidental click can be fixed. What's permanent is falling into someone's carefully laid trap. Reason number 11. Opponent used prepared line. Your opponent didn't just know that opening, they had it memorized 20 moves deep. While you're calculating basic piece development, they're executing a master plan they've been refining for months. You're not losing to superior skill, you're losing to superior preparation. They turned chess into a memory contest, and you showed up without studying. But even preparation can't save you from the final, most devastating reason on our list. Reason number 12. Too many games at once. You thought you could handle 3 correspondence games, 2 rapid games, and a blitz match simultaneously. Spoiler alert. You couldn't. Your attention splits like a broken mirror, and suddenly you're hanging pieces in every single game. Multitasking in chess is like juggling fire. It looks impressive until everything goes horribly wrong. Each game deserves your full attention, but you gave each one a fraction instead. So there you have it. 12 completely valid reasons why your last chess loss wasn't really your fault. But here's the thing I haven't told you yet. There's actually a way to protect yourself from most of these disasters, and it's not what you think. Until then, the next time you lose a game to your Wi-Fi cutting out or your cat walking across your keyboard, you can at least know you're not alone. We've all been there, and honestly, it really wasn't your fault.